We are the one, the light in the dark. One heart, one world, one spark. We are the one, together we rise. One dream, one voice, one sky. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Women Empowered Across the World. This is our podcast, and I'm your host, Carol Witt, and I'm the founder and the director for YEA Global, and we just went into 80 countries. I'm so excited, and I'm very excited, guys. I've known this woman for quite some time. I'm in awe of her life. She has a story that is absolutely amazing, and what she's committed to is like nothing else out there. So, Jan, come join us, Jan Edwards, and share your story with us. And I'll be there to ask some questions and we'll just have a conversation around it. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. And Carol, I'm so glad, I know there's supposed to be other people, but I'm glad I'm kind of glad it's just me and you, and I mean that as in I was supposed to have, well, I did. I had brunch with a friend of mine last Sunday, and I was at church, and all these women were like, when I already have lunch plans. They're like, can we come? And there was this piece of me, and I smiled like awkwardly, and they're like, we're joking, because I cherish time with my friends
Mm,
alone, right? I do. I like big groups. I love all of that, but I cherish time alone with my friends. And so this is like us having a cup of coffee
I know.
and in a conversation, right? That we can, it's the continuation of many conversations. So I'm
Yeah.
thrilled to be here. I'm honored to be invited into the Women Empowered Across the
Oh,
World podcast. And hopefully, this will spark some really good conversations over the holidays, because
oh,
we got the
I'm
holidays coming up,
I'm
right?
excited about what you're going to bring.
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
just share a little bit about what
Sure.
you
So
do.
I'm gonna give a little backstory
Mhm.
about
Yeah.
me, and then I'm
Mhm.
gonna give a little backstory about how I got to doing what I'm doing, and then we'll, share some holiday tips. So,
Okay.
I am Cherokee and Choctaw Indian, and I was adopted out of the tribe way, way, way back when, way before the Indian Adoption Agreement, and my family was phenomenal. I could not have asked for a better family to grow up in. It was me, my mom, and my dad. My dad was a Navy pilot, Navy commander, traveled all over the world. My mom was a occupational therapist by degree and a hand therapist by trade. She was a founding member of the American Hand Therapy Society, right? And over time, when I found my birth family, I found out that let's see. Okay, so I'm a direct lineage of Chief Dragon Canoe, which was the last chief to stand against the settlers. My great 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 grandmother walked the Trail of Tears. My great grandmother was very, very active in the Cherokee tribal leadership and just really, so I come both environment and DNA wise from a group of fierce women. I come from warrior women. I'm very clear about that, right? So, and I've always had this probably overdeveloped sense of justice, and I'm going to say it runs partially in my DNA and partially it's how God made me. And I spent most of my career in telecommunications. I worked for Time Warner Bright House for a very long period of time in my career in marketing and advertising, and I was a startup girl. In 18 years, I had 6 jobs. So I didn't realize that was a skill set, starting something, but I was really good at it, and they kept having me do it. And so when I left corporate America, it wasn't it was like, of course, I'm going to do something else. Like, do you know what I mean? I wasn't going to go look for another job. I wasn't going to whatever. And I did have a couple, but it didn't really go well. Once you kind of have a taste for running your own gig, I don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to work for anybody else. So, um,
Mhm.
people always ask me, Jan, why don't you have a partner? I'm like, well, it's, right? And it's okay to have partners. Sometimes it really works well. So it's not about that. It's just what works for me. Um, and then way back in 2013, I was working for a vision screening company, and I had just closed Walmart. I closed Walmart in 9 months, right? And in the retail world, that's unthinkable. And 2 weeks after we closed them, I was let go. I was laid off because the company was going to do IPO. So, I understood it and they were fine. And the same day I got laid off was the same day I was invited to the Get Health Summit at the UN. So I went, and it was there I met this extraordinary man by the name of Dr. Mahari. He's a neurologist. He runs a 501(c)(3) called People to People, and they gather the diaspora of Ethiopia around the world to help the orphans still living in Ethiopia. So, y'all know when you're at a conference and you see someone or watch them speak and you're like, I got to talk to that person. You just can't, there's no like cognitive reason why, it's just that thing. He was that guy for me. So, we emailed, we texted, we talked. And, I said, look, I said, I really want to get this vision screener in your hand, right? And I really want to get it over to, your country. And he sends me an email right back. He's like, Jan, he goes, I'm planning a trip to Ethiopia. Can we talk when I get back? And I'm like, of course, right? Have a great time. Send me pictures. I look forward to it. He sends me an email right back and says, do you want to go?
Oh,
Yeah. You know, it's not every day you get invited to go to Ethiopia with an Ethiopian that knows all the people in Ethiopia, right? So you're gonna be safe, all that kind of stuff. So I went, and it was there that I witnessed human trafficking for the first time. Now you got to remember, this is 2013. So this is before Epstein, before Kelly, before Diddy, before Maxwell, before any of those people. And had just got done doing a vision screening all day long at one of the schools. And, I'm in the back of the car with one of my, with all the group. And I'm looking out the window. And if you've been to an underdeveloped country, you know that like when I come home, I'm super happy for our road system and our stoplights and stop signs. I am, because it's not like that there, right? So we're eking through the traffic, and right when we get out of the traffic, I'm looking out the window and I see two older men and two younger girls, and it just didn't feel right. That feeling. So
mhm.
I got back to my sponsor's house and I shared with him what I saw. He's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's human trafficking." Okay, and exactly. And I'm like, and I'm staring at him and I said, hang on a second. Hey, what are you talking about? He goes, Jan, we have 4.5 million orphans in Ethiopia. We're the number one source of human trafficking into the Middle East. Now, it took my brain a minute or two. That's why what you're doing is so important. So important, Carol. And it took my brain a minute or two to catch up. And I said, hang on a second. I said, are you telling me people are selling people? Like and he looks at me rather incredulously. He's like, Chan, like where you been? It's a $150 billion industry at the time. And I'm like, oh, Orlando, happiest place on earth. We don't really talk about this kind of thing. And it was right there. God laid it on my heart. And I came home and business background, right? So I did 2 years of market research and I asked everybody one question. I talked to anybody that would talk to me.
Mhm.
What's missing? The presence of which would make a difference. And
Mhm.
they all said awareness. Nobody knows this is happening. So um, I created a curriculum specifically to talk to kids because our kids are being targeted at an unprecedented rate. It's the next pandemic as far as I'm concerned. Um, and I wanted originally to talk to parents. How do you think that went?
No.
They're coming around now. They're starting to come around. Um, I'm like, bleep, bleep.
Mhm.
Um, and so that's really what started this conversation. And we'll talk to anybody that will have us stand in front of a group of kids. So since we stood in front of our first group of kids in 2017, so since then we've educated over 44,000 young people across the country. Mostly, a lot here in Central Florida because that's where our grant funding is. That kind of keeps us here. So, that's what we do is we go out and we talk to kids about like what is human trafficking, what is exploitation, what is human smuggling, um, what are the differences, what's grooming, what's enticement, how are they different, and then we really talk about the vulnerabilities that get taken advantage of. And as we talked earlier, it doesn't really matter about your age.
Nope.
We're all vulnerable to something. We all want to belong. We all want to be loved. We all want to feel connected. I don't care how short you are, how tall you are. I don't care what number is behind your name. Every human being wants that experience, and these predators know that,
Yeah.
and that's why you target our kids.
And they know how.
Hmm. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yeah. So that's what we do.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so I know you are very big in Florida. What, what, how do you talk to the kids? Do you go to schools?
Mhm.
Where
Yep.
do you go? What do you do? Tell
That's
us more.
exactly what we do. We've got a partnership with Orange County Public Schools. We're developing one with Osceola Schools, Seminole County Schools,
Oh,
Brevard County Schools. I sit on the Hillsborough County, well, it's the, yeah, Hillsborough County Public School Human Trafficking Task Force. We've created a Orange County Public School Human Trafficking Prevention and Awareness Advisory Committee. So we advise the schools and the principals and all of that,
wow.
specifically to talk to kids. So yeah, our program is a 3 hour program or 3 50-minute sessions, right? Where we cover all of those topics. We talk about all those definitions. We talk about what's happening on social media and the video game space and AI. We talk about the tactic shoes. We have conversations, Carol. It's what we do. We literally have conversations with kids. It's what we do.
Oh, I love
And
that.
they're just so I just, I just love them. I just love them. They're so
Yeah,
smart.
they
And
are.
parents are so afraid of this topic. And I'm like, your kids know so much more than you give them credit for. And if you would just allow them to have the dialogue, they'd come home and teach you something. And then it's a whole different family conversation, right? It's a whole different family dynamic.
Whole different dynamic. Oh
Yeah,
my
and
God.
while I honor and respect parents wanting to make sure their kids have, fill in the blank, whatever or access to or not access to, if your child has a phone and you are not allowing them to have this conversation, you have put your child's life in danger. You have. It's like buying a house with a pool and not giving them swim lessons. And I'm not kidding about that. Like I am super adamant about this. I'm going to give you a couple of statistics.
Mhm.
Okay. The average number of DMs, direct messages for those that are above 15, or inappropriate pictures that our kids are getting on a daily basis is 267. 267 DMs or pictures from people they don't know that they didn't ask for every single day.
Wow.
And you're going to tell me you don't want your kids to have this conversation?
Mm.
I'm sorry. I get it's uncomfortable for you. I really am. It's okay. That's why you have us. That's what there's a couple of organizations around the country that do very similar work as we do.
Mm.
There's about 8 of us in the country that do what I do. Um, 2 of us do it in person. I'm the only one that does it in small group settings.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, and that, in my humble opinion, is the most effective. We've had
Mm.
phenomenal response and phenomenal success with it. We have kids disclose all the time, right? Because we're a safe space. We're super authentic. How I am is how I am, right?
Right.
So I can't be any other way. I'm just authentic. And either I'm going to rub you the wrong way, and that's okay. That's on you. I'm tactful when needed. And if you get my vibe, then you're part of my tribe. I don't, yeah, we're literally at a place, Carol, where our children are being attacked on a daily basis.
Mhm.
Our government is slow to move on any kind of legislation that's going to protect them, and our parents don't want to talk about it. So if
Mhm.
you don't want to talk about it, it's okay, not a problem. Sign the permission slip and let us do that. It's what we do. We're trained, right? We're trauma trained, we're ACEs
Mm.
trained, we're all the trained.
Mm.
And what's beautiful about what we do, Carol, is we have a whole host of partners that should a child disclose, we know exactly what to do. It's not some, oh my God, right?
Oh,
There's no reaction over here. We're like, I got it. I got
mhm.
it. Tell me
Mhm.
what happened.
Mhm.
Okay. Honey, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Legally, they came after you. That's illegal. They're in trouble, not you. And I'm
Mhm.
sorry you're feeling the way you're feeling. Let's get you handled.
Mm.
Simple,
Oh.
steady,
Mm.
even, right?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
they don't understand. Our kids' prefrontal cortex isn't fully developed until they're between 25 and 30. And they're getting 267 DMs and messages a day,
Yeah.
pictures a
Oh,
day. Their brain's not wired. Ours isn't wired to handle
wired
that.
for that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so it's like I want to encourage
Mm,
adults to get their brave on. I get it. Sex is an icky topic to talk about. I really do get it. I promise. It's right up there with money. However, and what I share with parents all the time because I'm getting a little more persnickety about it. I'm
mm,
like, look, you can choose your uncomfortable. I understand. I really do. I have deep empathy. This is a challenging topic. I got
mm,
it. And I want you to pick your uncomfortable. Do you want to be with me for 90 minutes where you actually learn what's happening online, ways to have conversations with your kids, and apps and games to look out for so you can have a real life conversation with
mm,
your children about this, right?
mhm,
And I
mhm,
promise you, you'll have fun, right? I promise you'll have a good time. You'll walk away educated and empowered, or as drastic as this sounds, do you want to put your child in the ground because they took their life because you didn't have this conversation with them and they took their life because they're mortified?
mhm.
You pick your uncomfortable
Yeah,
because we're to that point now. I'm no longer sugarcoating this anymore. We
right.
can't. Our
No,
children are our future.
exactly.
And I
So,
just read an article
mhm,
that I shared with you earlier that a little 10-year-old girl in Ireland, this all happened in Ireland, met some guy on Snapchat, created a relationship. She's 10. Sorry. In the United States, that no, no, not happening here. And he kept pressuring her and kept pressuring her and kept pressuring her to have sex. And she finally gave in because he was relentless. And
10?
she says that. He kept pressuring me. He was relentless. He didn't give up. So I gave in. So if you don't have these kind of conversations with your children, you're actually setting them up for that as a possibility to happen.
Oh my gosh.
And I understand it's uncomfortable, but
Mm,
we're the adults. Get your brave on.
mhm,
Go look at some of our resources online,
mhm.
right? We've got tons of them. We have a great parent toolkit they can download.
Mm.
They can sign up for a parent training, right? It's very
Oh,
simple. We'll give you little tools how to have that conversation. Because look, Carol, we got the holidays coming up.
I know. I know. And that's when there's a lot of downtime. Oof.
Hmm. And
Yes.
where do you think that? Because in the state of Florida, kids can no longer have their phones in school.
Hmm.
Okay.
So you know where they're
Elementary and
going to
middle,
have
no
them.
phones. High school, limited use. All right. So they're jonesing.
Yeah.
What's happening on my TikTok page? Right?
Mhm.
I was out to dinner with a girlfriend of mine and her daughter's like, "Ooh, I'm taking a picture of dinner. Ooh, I'm taking it." I go, "What for?" She goes, "My Instagram page." I go, "No, you're not hearing my question. What for?" Couldn't answer my question.
No, because that's what everyone's doing. It's the rage. It's the thing is to really document your whole life and what you're up to every single minute out on social media. And they
Mhm.
aren't realizing what they're setting themselves up for. It's just
Yeah.
incredible. So I
You're
have a question
sharing,
for you.
yeah, you're sharing your whole entire life
Yeah.
for a predator to start talking to you as a 14-year-old boy,
Yes.
even though he's not, he's a 45-year-old man,
Yeah.
and he's intentional about you and all the
Yes.
other 13 and 14-year-old girls. And you've given him everything he
Everything.
needs to bond with you.
Yes. So my question is this, you just talked about a 10-year-old girl.
Mhm.
What is the age where they need to start getting educated around this? What age are we talking about here?
Well,
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm
well,
10 blew
you
my
know,
mind just now.
I
I'm
know.
like,
So we actually have education K through 12. All right. And with the little
okay.
people, K first, second, we talk about body boundaries,
Okay.
right? The no-no
Okay.
zone,
Yeah.
right? We
Hmm.
talk about boundaries. We talk about uh, safe words and safety, and
Okay.
it's really about um, I'm going to call it body autonomy for right now,
Hmm.
which is, and we coach parents. It's like, I'm sorry, at age 5 and 6, you do not need to bathe your children. You can stand right outside the bathroom. They can be in the bathtub, door cracked, so you're right there, right? The little chair right there. They're capable of washing all their body parts all by themselves.
Hmm.
They don't need you to do that. Okay.
Hmm.
third, fourth, fifth, we start talking about, we reinforce boundaries and we talk about consent because
Mhm.
we're
Yes.
touchy-feely, right? We're touchy-feely
Yes.
people. And
Yes.
so when someone's like, Jan,
Yeah.
okay, you're breaking my boundary.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
after I've said it nice,
Mhm.
I need you to respect my request. You can sit next to me. I don't need you next to me, right? But kids love that. They love to be next to each other.
Mhm.
And if that's okay with you, as a child, you can say so. If that's not okay, you can also say so. So this really great song, I'll send it to you. You can add it in the
Oh,
thread.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's very catchy. Once you hear it, it's like,
Okay.
don't stop. I don't like that. It's just like this really catchy tune
Oh,
about
I love
boundaries.
that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's about boundaries. And
Mhm.
it's really like it's,
Yep.
look, don't take it personally, right? This is just what works for me.
Yes.
And then we also have them, we give them a picture of a body. And we're
Mhm.
like, when you feel scared or when you feel anxious or there's something, you're like, you can't quite pinpoint it. Where does it show up in your body? Because
Mm.
we want them to be aware of their body. If maybe they're at a party, right? They're at somebody's birthday party.
Mhm.
And why we've decided to invite adults to kids' birthday parties is
I'm
still
not
beyond
sure.
my comprehension. At 1 and 2, I can get that. They
Mhm.
don't have any friends, but like 6, 7, 8, 9, I hope they have a handful of friends, and that's really all that needs to come to the party. Drop
Mhm.
them off, pick your kids up 2 hours later.
Mhm.
Because let's say somebody's, fill in the blank, uncle, aunt, whatever, and they're looking at me weird and I pay attention to my body sensation. It's like, oh, I remember that class. When I feel
Mhm.
something here, or
Mhm.
if my head starts to hurt, or I start to
Mhm.
clench, there's something
Mhm.
off.
Mhm.
I need to go find a trusted adult to tell them that.
Mhm.
Right. So it's like for them to start paying attention, they're going to feel it
Right.
before it hits up here. There's something off. Right. They're just it's somewhere in their body. And
Oh
we all
yeah.
know
Yeah, our
as
bodies
grown-ups,
tell us that
yeah,
it
as
does.
grown-ups, we get it up here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We feel it up here.
Mm-hmm.
That sickening feeling in your tummy,
Yep.
or
Yep.
you'll find yourself clenching your fist and you're like, what is wrong?
Yep.
Kids do that too. And they're more in their physical bodies than they are in their language because their brain's not developed yet.
Yep. And I will tell you, and it's kind of interesting because I was in a corporate meeting and I ended up being by myself with the CEO, and he came over and sat next to me instead of where he was sitting and where I'd been sitting. He came over
Right.
and sat next to me. My hair went up on the back of my neck. I was like, this is kind of weird. And then I had my hand on the desk, and he kind of moved his hand over by me, and I was like, okay. So, and my body started telling me pretty quickly, but
Way
without
before he probably even sat there. Yeah, you're like,
actually, because he kept looking at me when I would
yes,
say something. He'd keep
yes,
looking at me.
yeah. And you're like, it's been
And
nice
it
seeing
was
you. I gotta go.
intense look. And that's
Mhm.
kind of how they start out.
Mhm.
And when you and I think that it's like they're testing the waters. So it is something that you really want to be aware of. You want to
Yes.
listen to that body language that's
Well,
going
and
on
your
inside.
surroundings
Oh
as well,
yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
and that's the other piece. We
Yeah.
trained a
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a we trained. I'm going to say it was around 200 kids. I don't have the
Mm-hmm.
exact,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little less, maybe a little more, but esports kids. Okay, so EA Sports uh has given Orange County a grant for them to create esports clubs. So it's video gaming clubs, and they only game against each other, right? So they don't let anybody, which is good because it's, and so we did a training with them about video game safety and online
Okay.
safety. Um and we were talking about, the red flags in a game are different than red flags in person,
Person. Mm-hmm.
right? The body sensation might be the same, but they're going to look a little different. And so one of the
Mm-hmm.
things I shared with the kids, I said, I need you up and out, situationally aware, okay? And in your video game, situationally aware, okay? And they're all like, oh,
Oh.
yeah, because these multiplayer games,
Mhm.
you can turn around a full 360,
Oh yeah.
right? And there are VR games where children have been virtually raped. And the experience in the
My
mind is the
God.
exact same way as if it happens physically.
Oh my gosh.
There was a psychologist right when VR came
Ah,
out and Metaverse did their whole goggly
never
thing.
even thought about that.
Yeah, when
Oh,
it first came out, this psychologist went in and she said within less than 10 minutes, she was surrounded by a gang of men and virtually gang raped.
oh my gosh.
This in the metaverse.
Oh my
There's all
gosh.
these VR games coming out. You've
Yeah.
got AI. 73% of kids have said they have an AI friend.
Mm,
And AI has no guardrails for children. And
mm,
AI is designed to give you exactly what you ask for.
yeah.
So if you think you had an argument with someone
Mm-hmm.
and you're positive you're right, and you put that argument into an AI
AI.
environment, it's going to tell you you were right. It doesn't have cognition. It regurgitates what it learns. It's an it. It's not a person. But
Right.
because
And
our
yeah,
kids are,
I've heard people say they have a relationship with AI. I'm like, what? What do you mean a relationship with AI?
it's not a
Um,
thing. But
mhm,
that just tells you where we are in our world right now, Carol. We're
mhm.
so disconnected. We're
It's such a
so
virtual
divided
world. It's such a virtual
over,
world.
I'm sorry.
Mhm, mhm. I
It's
don't.
just, and we're all entitled to our own thoughts,
Mhm,
feelings, and opinions. I'm not entitled to agree with all of yours. You're not entitled to agree with all of mine.
mhm.
And I hope we don't have the same agreement on everything because, golly, that'd be boring and we really wouldn't get anything done. I think that's called a dictatorship,
Yeah.
autocracy. I don't know, right? But it's and it's the most minute things, and I'm clear. It's been designed to separate us. So part of our conversation is to bring people back together and to be able to look into one another's eyes
Mhm,
and check in on one another. And that's what the
mhm.
thing that we tell in particular, the boys. It's like,
Ah,
look, you know your buddies, their energy's out here, right? You know that's who that person is. But when they show up on Monday and all their energy's in here and their heads down and their hoodies up,
up.
you're like, they don't even look at you and they don't even react. Something's wrong.
Wrong.
What do you do? Like, what can you do? And those are some of the questions we pose to our kids. It's like,
Mm.
how can you check in with your buddy? And I said, now, the first time you ask, in particular with boys, how are you? Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. Right? You're going
Oh
to
yeah,
get that. I said, my
that's it.
request is you just stay with them for another couple seconds and look at them square in the eye and go, you sure?
Mm.
And just stay with them.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and you'll start to see a little
Mm-hmm. A little
moment.
crack, a little light.
And it'll be like, my grandma moved in.
Yeah.
She took my room.
My parents just
I'm on
got
the
a
couch.
divorce or yeah,
Yeah.
no,
My
many.
dog ran away.
Yeah, many things.
My
Yeah.
sister's boyfriend,
Mm.
tried to beat me up. I mean, it's a
Oh.
variety of things, up into including I sent a picture to a girl that I thought was a teenage girl and it wasn't. And
Mm-hmm.
they're extorting me for money and I don't know what to do. I'm
Mm-hmm.
petrified to tell my parents,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, if I went to my class, I'd know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'd know what to do for my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what it's about. It's creating
Mm.
upstanders for one
Wow.
another. It's
Wow.
altering generational conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And with the holidays coming up, it's imperative that as adults and as parents, we talk to our kids. Now, I get this goes everywhere, right? It goes around the world. A lot of these are first world problems. I
Yeah.
acknowledge that. However, everybody still has Christmas break.
Yeah.
Everybody still wants to be something more than they think they are because we have it that we're not enough,
Mm-hmm.
just as we are,
Oh yeah.
right? We need to be taller, bigger, fatter, thinner, more muscular, less muscular, right?
Yeah.
Wispy, not wispy, fill in the blonde, brunette, redhead, blue eyes,
Oh
purple,
yeah.
all of that stuff
Mhm.
that, that society has told us we're not enough and it's not the truth. And so for parents, they've got to get settled that they're enough
They're enough. Mm.
before their kids can experience they're enough, right? And
Yeah.
so I've got a little thing I'm going to put in the chat that you can put in your
Oh, for sure.
yeah,
Ah,
it's about mobile apps,
yeah.
right? It's about all the apps and all the games.
Hmm.
And it's listed, yellow zone, red zone. And
Okay.
I invite parents to take one or two apps a night. Because let's see, there's 6, 12, 18. Almost take you through the holiday season, right? Pick one app a night. Talk about the pros, the cons.
Tons.
Why do you use it? Why do you want to use it? Why do your friends use it? Is there an alternative? Can we create something else, right? You're having a dialogue with your child,
Mm.
not finger pointing, not hands on hips, right?
Yeah.
With your kiddo
Hmm.
going, let's talk
About it.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's two things that
Let's
right away,
talk about Snapchat.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And there's
Let's
two
talk
things.
about TikTok. Oh yeah,
Oof.
yeah, yeah.
And
Mm.
there's two things
Hmm.
that parents and kids can do right now when they're listening. Okay.
Hmm.
I want you to go into your settings location and find your location settings, right? Go into general, wherever you are, go into general, find your location settings. And I want you to turn
Turn
off your
it off.
location settings on every single app, except, of course, I Find My Eye, Life 360, the safety apps.
Right.
Every app. Can you turn off your location settings? All right. Second thing, turn on your privacy settings on every single
Everything.
app. Right there, you're cutting in half the possibility of some stranger sending you or your child something. Okay.
Oh, so
Just two
great
simple things. Doesn't
idea.
cost anything, takes you
Yes.
maybe 3 minutes, and
Yes.
it's simple and it's something the family can do together. And then the
Yeah.
last thing I want you to do over the holiday break, you can practice it during Thanksgiving, is create a family safe word. Okay.
Mm.
Because if every family has a family safe word, because it only takes 4 seconds of audio and takes one picture for someone to AI generate you, Carol. That's all it takes. Okay. So imagine a grandma gets a
Hmm.
phone call from their little 11, 12, 13-year-old grandson or niece or
Hmm.
nephew. Grandma, 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 I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I need you to send me money. What grandmother in there, if they don't have it, of course, you can't, but what grandmother is
It's
not
fun.
going to do, right?
Right.
Or I need you to come get me. I need you to come get me.
Yeah.
So now you've put your grandmother, your auntie, your uncle, whomever
In danger.
in danger unknowingly. So
Hmm.
everybody, like I want auntie, uncle, like your circle, right? Your circle. You have a family safe word, and then you can have an individual safe word. Because sometimes when we do sleepovers, right, as kids,
Hmm.
we're uncomfortable and we want to come home.
Hmm.
So I'm going to call my mom and go, you know what, mom? They're having blueberry pancakes, and I'm allergic to blueberries. Can you come get me?
Hmm.
Very simple.
Very
You don't
easy.
have to look like an idiot in front of your whatever,
Nope.
right? You can call your mom. Your mom will come scoop you right up. Doesn't matter what time, doesn't matter what time of day. Because
Yep.
when you have a family safe word and you
Mm.
get the grandma, 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 can you come get me? I need grandma, grandpa, mom, and dad. I need everybody to practice deep breath.
Hmm.
Honey, what's our family safe word?
Yep. Boom.
And if they don't know it, it's not your kiddo.
Yep.
So you get to hang up and you get to report that
Oh,
number to the
this
scammers.
is so amazing. Jan, we are nearing the end here, but oh, I so want you to come back.
I will.
Please, please come back. You are so full of information that parents need.
Actionable. It's
Absolutely.
actionable data.
Yes.
I'm just not telling you stuff. I'm
No,
like, no,
this,
I
this is
need you
things
to
to
pick
take
up your phone and
action
do the
to.
thing.
That's right. And so many parents don't know about it. They don't. Some of
Mhm.
them don't even know how to turn off location.
Exactly.
Some of them don't even know how it got turned on. So
No.
absolutely, I want you to come back and be a guest after the holidays and
Yes.
and share some more amazing things. I so love what you do. And hearing your story of how you got involved, I've not ever heard it before. So hearing your story is even more amazing
Yeah.
that it was a calling. It called you.
100%. And that's what I
100%
tell
it called
people.
you. Yeah.
That's what I tell people because people
Yeah.
are like, I want to get involved. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this is not an easy job. The topic
Yeah.
is tough. What we do is awesome. It's fun.
Yeah.
We get to be with young people. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But the topic is tough, right? And
Yeah.
you got to be okay with it. You just
Mm-hmm.
got to be okay with it. I also just put in the chat the location settings flyer, and it's got resources on the back in
Oh,
particular people
thank
in
you.
Florida.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
so the location settings are for both Android and iPhone, so parents can and that's the other thing too. You can download it, do it with your kids, and be like, okay, I need you to help me with this, right? I need you to
Yes.
help me with this.
They're partnering
Yes,
together.
yes,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
It's about time that we work together and not
Hmm.
separately. And not that the parents are doing something to the kids.
No.
The
Mm-mm.
kids and parents are working together to be safe
Yeah, to be
on the
safe. And
internet.
that's
Yes.
that, you know what, Carol, that's so good
Oh,
because,
I love it.
there's so many things in this world trying to divide families.
I know. I know, dear. It is
And
why I was
the
so
devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy.
Yep. It was
And
why I was so excited to have you on here. Thank you so much
thank you.
for one of the most amazing, amazing episodes, really. And
Thanks.
I'm so glad that we decided to go ahead and do this without any of the other hosts that couldn't make it. I'm so glad that we decided to do this. And like I said, we'll have you back on after the holidays, um, for more amazing information. You said that it's hard to get the parents buy-in. Well, we're going to get the parents educated through through this platform. I'm going to get it out to so many people, and
Yeah,
I'm going to ask every one of my hosts to get it out to parents, to get it out to everyone they can.
yeah.
Please, guys, if you love these episodes, please subscribe to our channel. Make comments. They make a difference. And please, please share it. Your influence and your social media is not mine. Your connections and network is not mine. Please go out and share it with others so that this can go. I want this going viral. Let's have this go viral because the information that Jan brought to us today is vital to the future of our youth. It's vital.
Yes. Save lives. It'll save lives.
It's
It
going
has saved lives, by the way.
it
It's not will, but it
oh,
has.
it's
And it
going to
will
save
continue to do so.
it's
Yeah.
going to save many more, Jan. It's going to save
Mhm.
many more if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah, I know.
Thank
I
you,
like it.
Jan.
I like it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for another amazing episode. Okay, so guys, please, we do these videos, we do these recordings, one on Monday and two on Friday. And if you love these episodes, please, and you have a story to
Sure.
share, please reach out to one of us on LinkedIn so that we can have you come and be a guest and share your story. This is all about empowering women all across the world, guys. Not just women, though, men too, because they need to hear this story. They need to hear this episode too. Okay, so Jan, there's one more thing that I want to invite you to do. We have a counterpart, and it's called Men Empowered Across the World. And I would love for you to go and be on his podcast
I
also.
would love that. I
I
would love that because
will
our young
definitely.
boys and our
Mhm.
men are being targeted at an unprecedented rate.
I know.
And they need to understand that it's
Yep.
intentional. They're coming
Yes.
after them intentionally, and we
Yes.
can stop that.
Yes, and so I will definitely
Please.
invite you to be on that podcast also, okay?
It'd be
Thank
great.
you so much once again. And guys, remember this. We all deserve to thrive. Let's do it together, but let's be safe. Bye, everyone.
There's no divide.